President of AIDWA and presiding over this inaugural session, my very, very dear and respected personalities on the stage, Malika Sarabhai, who you've just heard in that most moving inaugural address, Teesta Setalvad, fighter for human rights, and in this conference of AIDWA, we have one of the greatest anti-imperialist movements represented, Socialist Cuba, through her brilliant daughter and fighter, AIDWA. We are so proud that she is here. Our dear comrade Mariam Dhavle, office bearers of AIDWA, and my very, very dear sisters, friends, and comrades. It is a historic occasion, this 13th conference of AIDWA, and let me begin by extending my warmest greetings to all of you, fighters in your own states, in your own areas and villages, who have come here representing what I consider a movement of resistance and struggle and strength, which has created an example for democratic movements throughout India. My dear sisters, let me congratulate you and let me extend my warmest greetings to all of you. This is also a very special occasion because we are celebrating 40 years of AIDWA. 40 साल हो गए. 4 दशकों में यही झंडा, यही slogans, हमारे जो असूल है, हमारे जो सिद्धांत है, democracy, equality, and women's emancipation. And in these 40 years of struggle and sacrifice and victories and loss and gains and setbacks, this AIDWA, this organization, this flag has remained high and given inspiration to women all over the country. From 11 lakh members in 1981, you have heard from our General Secretary that we are now almost 1 crore women members in India who hold up this AIDWA flag. And I think that is a tremendous achievement, emerging as one of the strongest women's organizations, not only due to our membership, but also due to the confirmed commitment to the goals that we set ourselves 40 years ago. So on this special occasion, my warmest greetings to all of you. And I think having this conference here in Kerala is also extremely significant for us. And what Srimati said was so correct, that the way that AIDWA in Kerala has developed, not only as part of the left and democratic movement and its principles, but also setting new goals for the left and democratic movement. We are not just a part of that struggle, which of course we are, but more important, we have set here in Kerala new agendas for the left and democratic forces here in Kerala, agendas which address the issues of women in Kerala. And we hope that in the coming days, under the leadership of the left and democratic government, we will have a state where we can truly say, in India, we have a state for women's own country. You know, here in Kerala, the slogan is God's own country. We would also like a state where we would say women's own country. And I think Kerala is going to be achieving that goal. So I congratulate our Kerala State Committee and all the wonderful efforts that you have made, starting from the unit level, to bring us all here together at the 13th Conference of AIDWA. So a special congratulations to Kerala. And also, my dear friends, we have heard and we have paid tribute to our founder leaders, our martyrs. But I would like to say that along with our martyrs who have sacrificed their lives in these years, we have here in this very hall women delegates from the states of West Bengal and Tripura who have fought the battle for women all over India with so much courage, with so much strength. Can you imagine a state in India with a woman chief minister where elected members of parliament say, if you belong to the red flag, if you hold the red flag, if you hold the AIDWA flag, we are going to make you victims of rape. We are going to rape you. And today we have here in this hall delegates from West Bengal who have countered that, who have fought that, and who have taken our flag forward. A special greetings to our delegates from Bengal. And here in this hall, we have our sisters from Tripura, our tribal sisters, our sisters living in the urban areas of Tripura. What would you say when you go out to join a demonstration, knowing that perhaps on your way back, the goons of the ruling government in Tripura, led by the Bharatiya Janata Party, will most probably attack you? Or if in their area they know that you have come out to join a demonstration, they will threaten your school-going daughter and say, the next time you go on a demonstration, be sure your daughter is not safe. That is the reality. Mr. Modi talks about G20 and India being the mother of democracy. I would request very respectfully the Prime Minister of India, please take the G20 delegates to Tripura. Let them meet the women of Tripura and let them see the hypocrisy of your claims about democracy. And therefore today, this AIDWA conference is a conference which represents in a most fundamental way our understanding that women's movements, united movements, as well as our own independent movement, can move forward only if we understand the deep linkages that are there, partly in our Constitution, the pillars of the Constitution of secularism, of democracy, of justice, of sovereignty, but also the experience of these years of struggle and sacrifice to understand the political context in which we are fighting today, certainly for our development, but in many, many ways for our very survival. And we talk about our survival, we talk about our survival as Indians, as citizens. So we also talk about India's survival. तो आज की जो हालात है मेरे प्रिय बहनों, और जब हम अपने 40 साल के अनुभव को अगर हम सोचते हैं, समझते हैं और उसका विश्लेषण करते हैं, तो एक बात बिल्कुल स्पष्ट है उस विश्लेषण में कि एक तरफ जहां हम लोग आज इस स्तर तक पहुंचे हैं, हमारे बंगाल की बहनें, हमारे त्रिपुरा की बहनों ने जिस हालातों में काम करके इस झंडा को ऊपर रखा है, ये वाकई में एक मिसाल है, क्योंकि उनका जो संघर्ष है वो क्या दर्शाता है, ये समझने की बात है। हिम्मत है, बहादुरी है, लेकिन संघर्ष जो जनवाद के लिए है, वो जनवाद और नारियों की अधिकारों का जो हमारे अनुभवों के आधार पर जो संबंध है, ये अनुभव हमें ये दिखाता है। इसलिए हम हिम्मत को सलाम करते हैं, और उस हिम्मत जो बंगाल और त्रिपुरा ने दिखाया है, उस हिम्मत को अपने आने वाले आंदोलनों के साथ जोड़ के देखें तो जनवाद और नारी मुक्ति का जो संबंध है वो एक मिसाल सामने आता है। और उसी तरह केरल में जो हमारे केरल की महिलाओं ने इस सम्मेलन को सफल बनाने के लिए, हमें सबको एकत्रित करने के लिए जो जितनी मेहनत की, हर यूनिट से वो झंडा लेकर वो आगे बढ़े हैं। और साथ साथ इस जनवादी वामपंथी आंदोलन जो केरल में है, हम केवल उसके हिस्सेदार नहीं है। हिस्सेदार तो हम हर चीज में बन सकते हैं। सवाल इस बात का है मेरी प्रिय बहनों, उस हिस्सेदारी में क्या हम उस वामपंथी जनवादी आंदोलन को बढ़ाने में हमारा एजेंडा जुड़ता है कि नहीं? और अगर हमारा एजेंडा जो नारी मुक्ति की, नारी एकता की, नारी समानता का जो एजेंडा है, उसको अगर हम आगे बढ़ाते हैं तो निश्चित रूप पर जनवादी और वामपंथी आंदोलन भी आगे बढ़ता है। इसलिए हम कहते हैं, केरल का जो स्लोगन है गॉड्स ओन कंट्री, हम ये उम्मीद करते हैं कि बहुत ही जल्दी पूरे हिंदुस्तान की औरतें कहेंगे ये केरल है जो महिलाओं की अपनी देश है। ये भी एक भविष्य के सामने हमारा एक लक्ष्य है। नाउ वी आर सो वेरी हैप्पी, एज आई सेड, to welcome our dear comrade AIDWA, because she represents that movement, the alternative movement to humankind, that of socialism, and the sacrifices of the Cuban people, the fight of the Cuban people against imperialism. And I would like to share this with Comrade AIDWA, that in India, I think in almost every demonstration in India and protest against capitalist exploitation, in support of unity of the working people of this country, you will always find not one, but so many flags with the image of beloved Che Guevara. I don't think there is a single demonstration in India, AIDWA, where you will not have that beautiful image of Che with the berry on and the expression of defiance on his face. And this is what, in our movement, in the women's movement, with that spirit of internationalism, we know how all our movements are interlinked. And therefore, today, on your behalf, let us strongly condemn all those forces today which are forcing wars on humanity, NATO in Europe, and what it has resulted in, the most terrible war in Ukraine. Let us condemn those imperialist hegemonic moves which make the lives of women all over the world so much more difficult. Let us, my dear sisters, on this occasion, express our solidarity, as you have done in your resolution, the people of Palestine, the women of Palestine. And what is happening in our neighborhood? What is happening in Afghanistan? Where the Taliban government, which so many years had been patronized by US imperialists. What is the state of women in Pakistan, our neighbors? Where a young girl, a young woman cannot go to college because of those fundamentalist forces functioning in the name of a most damaging interpretation of a religion. How can we tolerate the kind of fundamentalism that we are seeing in Iran, where women are being forced into a dress code? And what about the United States of America, where even the right to abortion, the right of a woman to her own body, in the so-called greatest democracy of the world, is under challenge? So when we in India fight against all types of fundamentalism, when we fight for the women's right to choice, the right to autonomy, the right to decide who we are, what we are, who we love, we express solidarity because we know that women across the world even at the time of the terrible COVID, when capitalism, brutal capitalism, was looking at profit, not at what we were facing as mothers, as daughters, as women, as working women. No. So we express solidarity with them. And on your behalf, we express our solidarity with movements all over the world in this inaugural session. My dear sisters, जो हमने कहा कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पैमाने पर जो संघर्ष हो रहे हैं, जो कट्टरवाद के खिलाफ, जो साम्राज्यवाद के खिलाफ, जो हमारे संघर्ष हमारी पूरी दुनिया में चल रहे हैं, उसके साथ आज AIDWA एकजुटता प्रकट करती है, क्योंकि हमें मालूम है कि हमारा संघर्ष, जब एक भी औरत अफगानिस्तान में अगर वो कॉलेज नहीं जा सकती है क्योंकि तालिबानी उसको मना कर रहे हैं, अगर ईरान के अंदर ड्रेस कोड को लेकर, तो पूरी दुनिया में जब कट्टरपंथी ताकतें उस प्रकार की कदम उठाते हैं, तो मेरे प्रिय बहनें, हम लोग भी प्रभावित होते हैं। और इसलिए AIDWA की शुरू से ही हमारा ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीयवाद की जो एक समझ है कि पूंजीवाद के खिलाफ, साम्राज्यवाद के खिलाफ और एक ऐसे समानता के आधारित समाज के लिए हम लोग एक साथ मिलते हैं और एक साथ मिलकर हम आपकी तरफ से उन सब संघर्षों को एकजुटता प्रकट करते हैं। And now we look at our own experience here, 75 years of independence. And of course, in these 75 years, women in India have achieved a great deal. बहुत हम लोग achieve किए हैं, बहुत सारे तमाम पेशों में, in every profession. Is there a single profession today where you will not find a woman in spite of all the barriers, in spite of all the difficulties? So yes, in these 75 years, women in India, through their own efforts, through individual efforts, through collective efforts, through struggles, we have broken many, many barriers. And especially today, when we look at the large number of women in India who are struggling in a patriarchal society, in every family, our family relations are so deeply embedded with such unequal cultures that when there's price rise, when there's an economic crisis, it's the women of India. It's their strategies which help families survive and therefore this country to survive. And so today, we must remember all those crores of unnamed women who in their day-to-day lives are struggling against this unequal, exploitative system which exists in India today. So we celebrate Indian women and their achievements, and we celebrate the courage and strength of those crores of women who make up our country. तो याद करो मेरी प्रिय बहनों, वो तमाम करोड़ों औरतें जो इतनी करूर व्यवस्था में आज किसी भी तरह इस पुरुष प्रधान समाज में अपने परिवारों की बचाव के लिए खड़े हैं। नाम शायद हम नहीं जानते हैं, लेकिन हम उनकी शक्ल पहचानते हैं। गरीबी के खिलाफ किस हिम्मत के साथ आज वो खड़े हैं, वो ही है हमारे देश की शक्ति और वो ही है हमारे आंदोलन की शक्ति, और आप सबकी तरफ से हम उनको सलाम करते हैं। My dear friends, there are 2 points, because my speech is a written speech, I'm not going into the details, but there are just 2 aspects. One is on the economic aspect, on the barbaric aggression of neoliberal policies and capitalism. And it's our tradition that our struggles have in the main been struggles for equality against capitalism and its various phases. And on the other hand, this whole assault on our very existence as we know it today, I'm not saying that existence is a great existence, but I'm talking about a constitutional existence, I'm talking about a legal framework in which we take our struggles up. तो ये दोनों में, क्योंकि मेरा ये स्पीच लिखित है, आपने देखा होगा, मैं सिर्फ 2 मुद्दे पर, उसकी डिटेल्स में भी मैं नहीं जा रही हूँ, लेकिन एक बात है कि जो पूंजीवाद का अग्रसर रूप है आज, और उसका जो इम्पैक्ट महिलाओं के ऊपर है, और मेरी समझ में हमारे अनुभव से हम कैसे उसका मुकाबला करें, और दूसरी तरफ जो सांप्रदायिकता के और धर्म के नाम पर महिलाओं के अंदर हस्तक्षेप करके जो एक जबरदस्त हमला है, और ये दोनों की कड़ी क्या है वो हमें मैं कम शब्दों में दोहराने की प्रयास करूंगी. सो द फर्स्ट थिंग इज दीज चैलेंजेस आर नॉट न्यू टू अस. ये नए चुनौतियां नहीं है. बट व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द एक्सप्लॉयटेशन वी आर facing today or the challenges we are facing today and what we faced, say, a decade ago? What is the difference? The difference is that this aggression of capitalism led by the current government in power, the BJP government, is combined with a bigger agenda. And it is that agenda led by the BJP and the RSS which is driving politics, culture, economics, social relations in India today. So while these challenges have always existed before us, what we understand through our own experience is it is different. Because today you have in state power those forces who want to challenge the very existence, not a great existence, but as I said, a constitutional and legal existence of India and women as we know it today. What is that agenda? That agenda, described by their own ideologues, वो एजेंडा क्या है, क्या परिभाषा है? ये हमारा परिभाषा नहीं है कि हम बता रहे हैं कि बीजेपी आरएसएस का क्या एजेंडा. नहीं, उनके अपने विचारकों ने क्या बताया उस एजेंडा में. हिंदू राष्ट्र. मैं ये कहती हूं आज, ये हिंदू शब्द नहीं, इसको हिंदुत्व राष्ट्र बोलो. And I deliberately use the word हिंदुत्व राष्ट्र because they lay claim that they are representing a religion. In fact, the whole concept of Hindutva is a naked, blatant political concept to impose on India an agenda which is directly opposed to the values, the cultures, the traditions that India stands on today. And this is described by their own ideologues. All those quotes are there, you can read it. So that is the first thing, the agenda in which capitalism is exploiting us more, in which social relations are deteriorating. तो पहले ये ओवरऑल जो ये एजेंडा है मेरे प्रिय बहनों, ये अंतर है. पूंजीवाद के खिलाफ हम लोग लड़े हैं, शोषण के खिलाफ लड़े हैं, यूनिटी के लिए हम लोग लड़े हैं, लेकिन आज एक एजेंडा के तहत ये लड़ाई है, उसको हम समझते हैं. And the second point is, what do they mean when they say Hindutva Rashtra? What does it mean? What does it mean? We have heard it in the crudest of terms by the Bhopal MP. वो क्या नाम है उनका, ये भोपाली जो हमारे बहनें हैं, प्रज्ञा, थैंक यू, नाम भी लेना इस मंच से. क्या बोली? नफरत, चाकू, हमारे दुश्मन, जो दूसरे धर्म, एक और धर्म जो हमारा धर्म का नहीं है, वो हमारा दुश्मन. So that anti-minority aspect of this Hindutva Rashtra is very, very clear. And that is partly what is CAA was all about, to change the very citizenship of India. But what do they also mean by this Hindutva? What is the ideology? And that is where what Malika ji referred to as a text which is accepted by so many millions and crores of people all over India, the Manusmriti. And those who have never accepted the Constitution from 1950, who have demanded that Manusmriti should be the base for India, that is the core of Hindutva. Hindutva का जो केंद्र है, जो सामाजिक रिश्ते बनते हैं, उस विचार के आधार पर जो उसकी सांस्कृतिक, उसका जो रिफ्लेक्शन होता है, वो मनुस्मृति में पाया जाता है. तो एक तरफ, so on the one hand, you have the Hindutva Rashtra agenda determined and defined by the RSS and the BJP, and on the other hand, you have the definition of what they mean by Hindutva Rashtra, grossly anti-minority, but not just anti-minority, whatever is there in the Manusmriti to support the toxic caste system in India, to support and strengthen patriarchal notions and practices. That is the ideal, unstated, unsaid, but constantly the target. तो ये अंतर है. और आज इस सम्मेलन में आप लोग उस पर बहस करेंगे. मैं उसकी डिटेल्स में नहीं जा रही हूं, क्या क्या मिसालें हैं. लेकिन आज आप सोचिए, जब आप पूंजीवाद के खिलाफ आपकी लड़ाई है, जब समानता की लड़ाई है, जब महंगाई के खिलाफ लड़ाई है, जब शिक्षा के लिए, स्वास्थ्य के लिए लड़ाई है, वहां अगर ये सरकार पूंजीवाद की अग्रसर रूप अपनाकर उसके साथ साथ हमारी मन को, हमारी दिल को, हमारी दिमाग को, उसको कैप्चर करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं, उसको बदलने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं. ये कानून जो बन रहे हैं, ये लव जिहाद, ये एंटी कन्वर्जन, ये सारे जो कानून बन रहे हैं, ये उसी आधार पर है उनका अपना एजेंडा. So everything that we see is linked to this one agenda. Now we have our own struggles, we have our own ideas, we have our own agendas. We are not going to be only following their agenda, but in every agenda we seek to fulfill, we are met with this ideological barrier, with the policy barrier, and worst of all, the use of state power to promote this agenda. राज सत्ता की ताकत इस्तेमाल करके उसको करें. So the second aspect of this, which I want to speak about, are the linkages. When we fight for women's justice, today more than ever before, Ambedkar's words about the linkages of the various pillars of the Constitution are so much more clear in our minds of how correct he was. My dear sisters, you cannot think of women's advance without democracy. You cannot think of democracy without secularism. What would it mean if we lived in a non-secular state where religion and religious texts decided what we were to do? As it is, we are seeing what is happening in the rest of the world. But here in India, Articles 14 and 15 of the Constitution of India, what does it say? We, the people of India, not we Hindu women, Muslim women, Christian women, etc. So the linkages between secularism, democracy, and our own fight for equality are very, very closely linked. And it is this linkage, I believe, in the coming days, which is going to decide how successful we are going to be in our fight against this toxic, communal, casteist, corporate regime. तो ये जो संबंध है ये अलग अलग, उसको मत समझो एक सेक्युलरिज्म के लिए, क्योंकि वो तो कह रहे सेक्युलरिज्म ही हटा दो, चाहे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कह दिया या बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है. सेक्युलरिज्म, जनवाद, समानता, ये सब जो इसके संबंध है बहनों, ये आंतरिक संबंध है जो आज हमारे आने वाले दिनों में जो हमारी चुनौतियां हैं, उन चुनौतियों को सामना करने के लिए ये जो संबंध है, इसको हमें जरूर समझना, आंतरिक रूप पर समझने की जरूरत है और उसी के आधार पर हमें आगे बढ़ने की जरूरत है. And along with that, in our strategies to fight all this, you're going to discuss the details in your report and your discussions. I'm not going into any details, but I would just like to say that in 40 years of AIDWA, the issue of violence against women has been a very critical issue we have fought against. हिंसा, महिलाओं की खिलाफ और उनकी शरीरों के ऊपर शोषण और हिंसा, ये हमारा हमेशा एक बड़ा मुद्दा रहा है. I just give you one example of how secularism and democracy and women's rights are linked. What is happening now in the struggle against violence against women? What happened with Bilkis Banu? A woman who was gang raped, her mother, her sister, her 3-year-old child torn from her arms and brutally smashed. 18 members of her family killed. And a couple of those cruel criminals and a couple of guys sitting in the Gujarat government under the patronage of the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, signs a release bond. Where does it come from? ये कहाँ से आती है बिल्किस बानो वाले जो मामला है? कहाँ से? You know about Shraddha Walkar case. A young woman in a relationship is brutalized by some man she trusted. She was brutally killed. Her body was dismembered in the most cruel, barbaric way. That man has to be punished. The stringent and strictest of punishments. But what do the rulers of India say? Our sisters from Assam are here. It is a shame that Assam Chief Minister goes to Gujarat to campaign and says, because Shraddha Walker's, the perpetrator's name was Aftab, belonging to the Muslim community, he says, if you don't want any Aftabs in the cities of India, vote for Modi, the strong man of India. Our movement, not just AIDWA, all the organizations who have fought for laws, for change, for recognition. Remembering Mathura, that young Adivasi girl. We have fought for justice. We have not said what caste, what religion does the perpetrator belong to. 86 women are raped every day on average in India. More than 6,000 women are burnt to death for dowry every year in India. More than 4 lakh cases of domestic abuse and violence are registered in India. Are they all Aftabs? You want to communalize crime against women? You want to ask me, do I know the religion of my rapist? And when it is a question of caste, atrocities against Dalit women, then you stand in favor of your Manuvadi ideology and support the upper caste. So this is what it means when you have communalism, when secularism becomes a dirty word, when anybody who raises their voice is thrown into jail like Tista was. Those are the linkages. And violence against women, the gravest danger, and please don't underestimate it. Because the courts, the police, the different wings of the state all being taken over by the BJP government, compromised, their autonomy being smashed, the National Commission of Women, the shame of it, we fought for it. Malanidhi and Subhashini were there in parliament at that time. We fought for it. Women's movements outside and our women MPs inside parliament for autonomy. And this is a national commission which does not say a word on Bilkis Bano, does not say a word on this horrible thing. And now this sexual harassment in Haryana, the sports coach, they are defending the minister. What is this? Communalization of crimes against women is going to be the greatest disaster for us. Those are the linkages. And women are at the center of it. Our bodies, our minds. We are the repositories of all the cultures that all the centuries of exploiters and patriarchal notions and practices want to impose on any society. It is us. हम हैं जो इसके मैदान हैं, ये तमाम शक्तियों की, जिस पे उनकी नफरत भरी आवाजें, उनकी नीतियां, उनकी समझ, उनके विचार हमारे शरीर पर. So we are at the center of this cultural, social, economic assault on India. We are the center, India's women. And you, my dear, beloved sisters of AIDWA, you, with your links with the mass of women, are best placed. You have taken up the challenge. I congratulate you. I congratulate the leaders of AIDWA. In the worst of times in COVID, you reached out, you energized the organization, and you broke that barrier of silence. So congratulations to our AIDWA leadership, the teamwork at the center in the States. It has been a very inspiring read of the conference reports, and I'm sure all of you working together as AIDWA will also reach out to once again mobilize and strengthen the united women's movements. It is essential today to provide that platform on an issue-based or a wider platform that is up to you to decide. But in strengthening our independent work, we need also very much to strengthen our role in bringing individuals, professionals, intellectuals, women's organizations and groups across India together to challenge, to resist, and to defeat these dark forces represented by the BJP and the RSS. I once again thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you. Thank you very much. AIDWA Zindabad, 13 Confrence Zindabad. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Brinda. And we shall, of course, as you have always inspired us and set us on our way, today also, through your speech, you have done that. You have set the tone of the conference. और हम जब चर्चा करेंगे, सिर्फ इसकी याद ही हम नहीं रखेंगे, हम इससे दिशा भी लेने की जरूर कोशिश करेंगे. Thank you, Brinda. Now, it is my very happy duty to present before you our comrade who has come to us with the revolutionary message from Cuba, AIDWA Guevara,